All righty. Joining me today on the Inner Strength Check podcast is none other than the dance commander himself, Dick Valentine. Dick, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm on your podcast, so I feel like $1 billion.
Oh, not subtle, not subtle.
I do. I feel great. I've always wanted to be on your podcast, and now it is happening to me.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You've finally gotten the chance. So
It-
now that you're on the podcast, how are things? How's the feeling in the Electric Six camp ahead of the Australian tour?
oh, I think pretty good. Yeah, this is January, February is kind of the time of year where we're always off the road and we're not really in the studio. So, to be fair, I haven't really talked to those guys in a bit, but we're gonna be spending some time together on airplanes and going across Australia, and yeah, really looking forward to it. I mean, it'll be 3 months since our last show, so for us, that's kind of an eternity. So yeah, when we hit the stage in Perth, it's definitely going to be good to be back.
So you guys have had a bit of a break between shows. When was your last run? Was that in the UK?
It was, yeah, yeah. We did. We always do November, December. We do a run of UK dates, and this year we also did Scandinavia and some European shows as well. So it was like a 5 week tour. It was a long one, but very very effective. It was very effective, and it accomplished all of our needs and goals.
Excellent. And what were those needs and goals?
Yeah, a great deal of money and
Yeah.
global outreach. Yeah,
Yep.
global outreach and synergies
Mm.
and yeah, and emerging markets.
Yeah. So emerging markets. So you guys played Scandinavia prior or?
We don't do it as much as I'd like. It was
Mm.
a good time. I mean, the thing is, I mean, we all have kids. We can't tour as much as we used to. We get
Mm.
angry emails from the Germans all the time because we've kind of we just can't be everywhere. And so Germany and Spain are places we haven't been in a long time. But to Australia, we'd rather go to Australia. So that's what we do. Uh,
Oh, there goes my entire German audience, whoever that may be. That's the
oh yeah,
last
I
of
don't
them
care.
have just pressed
I don't care. It's
stolen.
fine. Yeah.
So you guys, I think that's something worth noting too, mate. You guys have a pretty you mentioned that you guys are busy and that you have families and that sort of stuff, but you're obviously able to fit in some pretty hectic touring schedules and pretty late into your career as well, too. I mean,
I mean, we never really stopped touring is the thing. Like once we got going in
mm,
2003,
mm,
the only thing that slowed us down was COVID. I mean, we kind of never, I mean, we weren't on the road 365 days a year, but each year we'd have 5, 6 month long tours, and yeah, it is crazy. Like, we went pretty much the whole way up until COVID, had a year and a half off, and that was one of the best things for us. I know COVID was not so good for some people, but for us in Electric Six, it forced us to take a break. And
mm.
coming back post COVID, I think we have a healthier relationship with touring now, and just
Okay.
understand we don't have to do it as much. And I think people, like people realize what's great about it. We missed it for a year and a half, and some of the things like people used to bitch about on the road, now nobody bitches about. So
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of forced perspective from all that time kind of
Yeah,
inside as
exactly.
well. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That said, I think I'm being exposed to COVID right now. I think one of my kids brought some COVID home. So yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
this is 2026 COVID. It's all good.
Yeah. Something immunity. Yes, this is totally an
Yeah,
immunology podcast. And yep,
yeah, yeah,
yep,
yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah.
Um, so that's interesting though that I think people would probably think in terms of I mean, maybe even less so for Australia since you guys have had a few tours now in the last few years. But prior to that, people may not have seen you guys as like a really like hardworking touring band. Do you ever get that feedback that people are surprised at how often you guys are touring? Or
We get a little bit of everything. I mean, there are people who are well versed in everything we've done. I mean, we definitely
mm,
have a cult following of people who know every song and every B side and every and anytime I take a shit, like they're in the toilet, they know exactly. And then, yeah, then it's the opposite. You get people who just think the only songs we ever made were Danger, High Voltage, and Gay Bar. And then you
yeah,
tell them, no, you got 15 other albums. Oh, really? Well, why haven't I heard of them? Well, it's because, that label dropped us and now we're at a smaller level, but we still keep touring. Oh, really? Is that how it works? Nobody has any idea. So, yeah, we just we just turn up where we're booked and sell t-shirts as we can, and try not to worry about perspectives and what people think. I mean,
Mm,
it's the bottom line is, reviews and what people are saying doesn't really matter. What does matter is paying my mortgage. So as long
yeah,
as I can do that, yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, and well, it seems that you guys are able to since you're being booked so regularly as well. And but it's going back to the what you're saying before about people being like danger, danger, high voltage, and gay bar. People
Yep.
might also be surprised that you guys have quite an extensive discography. And your most recent release, 2023 Turquoise, you guys toured Australia for support of that album, or 2024 was it? I think.
Both really. We came back and
Yeah.
yeah. This is our third time in the last like 3 or 4 years that we've come to Australia, and then I did an acoustic run of Australia just before COVID. So January 2020, I
Mm.
flew over by myself, and that was when the fires, like in 2020, the January fires of 2020 were going on. And everybody's like, "Oh, so like the tour started with the fires and ended with COVID. It was it was like the fires kind of died down, and then everyone's talking about this thing that everybody's gonna get, and yeah, it was a weird time. So yeah,
That
yeah,
would
I've
have
been to
literally
Australia.
felt biblical, that tour. Like you would have
Yeah,
felt like the vials of the horsemen were being unfurled before you. It would have been fire and
yeah,
COVID. Like,
yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot going on, but it was still a great tour, and like yeah, it was good. Maybe want to come back for more. So yeah, this is my fourth time coming down to Australia in the last 6 years.
amazing, amazing. And what
Yep.
keeps drawing you guys back?
It's the big shows. As Americans, it's just it's kind of fun to literally travel the other side of the world and do this. And shows are big. It's a different way of touring. I mean, everything's airplanes, and the backline is provided for you every night. We don't have to load gear. It's profitable. It's really profitable for the amount of time we put in, and obviously beautiful cities, beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful food. It's just you'd be a fool to turn it down. So
Mm.
yeah, if you can get through a 15-hour flight on both ends, then you're good.
Yeah, and without any plagues of locusts or anything like that happening. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Hopefully, March seems to be a good time of year for everything. So we'll see.
Yeah. So, do you have any particular like standout memories of touring Australia? Is there anything like funny or like that kind of most immediately brings to mind from your past tours?
Oh, I don't know about funny per se. I mean, like, I've definitely
Or
met the odd
interesting
character.
or
Yeah, the odd character here and there, especially the first time we came over, like in 2004, 2005, when a lot
yeah.
closer to the time we were on like Triple J and everything. Um, yeah, definitely had some memories and some characters. But yeah, the last few times, I mean, it's just been nice to be back, and we've done like meet and greets and VIPs and stuff, and just people have been waiting a long time for us to come back, and it's you can tell. So it is nice connecting with people after all this time, and being a band that they were kind of waiting to see for 15 years, and now we're doing it again. So it's cool.
Mm, mm. And what can we clue in the uninitiated for, or does that have to be kept a bit of secret about your live show? Because your live show is very interesting. It's got a lot of, well, let's say theatrical dynamics to it, but
Yeah, it
without
could be more. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just I'm just drunk and I'm dancing around a lot. That's all I'm doing. I mean, so I for me it's karaoke because the guys in my band are super tight, and
yeah.
I'm yeah I don't have a care in the world up there. I mean, I'm usually like 9 beers in, and I just have a great time, and I think people like to see their drunk uncle up on stage, and can kind of relate to my averageness, and that's like. I'm just I think that's the thing that separates us from other bands is I'm definitely not up there looking cool. I don't look cool at all, but there's so many people out there who aren't cool and have never been cool, and so I'm their spirit animal. And I'm just up there fronting a rock band, and
But maybe
yeah,
that,
I think
yeah.
yeah. It's a dose of reality for people. It's like people. people have fantasies of being, a rock star or like a fire breathing demon on stage, and then I just turn up looking like Tom Hanks, and they're like, and that's there we go.
But
Yeah.
maybe that's the relatability that like helps some people get into it. Because I mean, I'm sitting here in a metal band shirt. I've got metal band posters up behind me, and I've seen you guys before, and I was grooving my ass off because I just
Yeah,
felt
there's
I couldn't,
yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
not. Yeah.
there's definitely a metal connection. I mean, fucking Mick Thompson from Slipknot has come to all our shows in Iowa. It's like those guys like us. People in other band people. Yeah, we get it all the time. Say all I do is listen to metal and Electric Six. So it's a nice little feather in our hat.
What do you think's the what do you think sort of the apart from people just having broad taste and liking good music,
Mm.
what do you think is the appeal like in terms of so for me, like you guys have a lot of like one thing I don't think people realize from if they're only sort of familiar with a couple of singles is that you guys do have quite a like a driven, like a punkish, like early punk, like I would say like MC5 damned kind of like backing to your sound. Like it's not just that I guess I think
Yeah,
people might actually misconstrue Electric Six and think, oh, look at the cover of Fire. But actually a lot of
yeah,
your stuff is rooted in some like pretty fast driving riffs, which
yeah.
might
Sure. I mean,
be
yeah, you get six people in the band. And we all listen to different things, and we all all of us have had extensive record collections and know about those bands you talked about. Yeah, I think our band just got pigeonholed, like you say, the Fire record, and that was the one with all the big hits, and then we kind of started going downwards in terms of like what our record labels could do for so yeah, I mean, I get that, like in retrospect, like people just like, oh, you're a disco band, and like 7 8 albums later, like, well, listen to all these. No, I'm not gonna listen to those. You're still a disco band. It's
yeah.
like, so yeah, that's that. So yeah, whatever. I don't worry about it. If it used to bother me 20 years ago, it certainly doesn't bother me anymore. It's been the fact that I get to do this 25 years into it, and our current record label, who has put out our last 13 albums, has been amazing. Like, they just they support us and let us do whatever we want creatively, so I got no complaints.
Excellent, excellent. Is there anything in particular you are looking forward to about the upcoming tour at Australia? Like anything specific?
Yeah, I mean, um we have a few days off, actually. So, like, it's a lot of times when we go on tour anywhere we're at, it's rare that we have more than one day off, 2 days off. I think this one we have like six. So, like, obviously I'm there for the shows. I look forward to the shows, but to have that much time off and, like, be able to, like my friend down in Melbourne, we're talking about, like, going to the mountains and stuff, and I'll have a lot of time to, like, maybe get out of the cities a little bit,
Mm,
and see some more of Australia. And then, yeah, also, if you have like 2 3 days off between shows, once you finally get back on stage, you're ready to go. You're not tired. So yeah, it should be a very very pleasant tour, and I think the shows will benefit from having a little more downtime.
mm. And on that note too, so on your with the way that touring often works, especially like UK and Europe, I mean, there's a million cities you've got to get to in that time. Do you find it difficult trying to like when the tours are spread out? Like obviously the Australian tour, the dates are a bit more spread out, but when it's more compacted, do you find yourself getting like ragged by the end of the tour, or I imagine it must be
Yeah, yeah,
difficult trying to keep that like drunk uncle energy persona up, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
few
yeah. I
weeks
mean,
into the tour. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, all you have, I mean, in the States, we drive ourselves. We do that.
Mm,
In the UK and Europe, we have a tour manager driver, but we load our own gear in both
yeah.
those situations. In Australia, yeah, it's pretty easy. So,
Yeah.
everything's set up for us by the time we get to the venue, and yeah, it's good. Yeah, but to your point, if we're doing like 6 shows in a row for 5 weeks in the UK, I mean, it's an unusual combination of tiring and not tiring, I guess, is the best way to put it. You are
Mm,
tired, but you also just remind yourself, this is all I have to do. I just have to play for 90 minutes tonight, then I can go to bed. So it's
yeah. Yeah.
it's not it's a hard job without being very hard.
Yeah. And what do you feel, I guess, keeps you guys motivated to, I mean, other than the obvious answers about it being fun and like getting that feedback from the audience and stuff. But above and beyond that, like, after all this time, because you guys have been kicking it for a while, what kind of keeps you guys motivated to keep getting out there on the international circuit?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, many of us, like grew up, like typical Americans, we didn't have passports. Our family members, like, they're all afraid to leave the country. So as a kid, I never left America. So to have this opportunity, like, I didn't leave North America until I was 30, and I've probably been to the UK now 70 times. So
Wow.
it's pretty crazy how this band has changed my life, and just it's not lost to me. Like when you spend the first 30 years of your life never leaving the United States of America and never thinking you will, and then you have this opportunity. I mean, yeah, it's not hard for me at all to like go back to when I was 28 years old and just wishing I could do this. So I don't take a second of it for granted.
Awesome. Well, it's going to be, even though you've been around the traps a few times lately, I don't think any of us are going to take it for granted, especially not with the greatest hits set coming up. And I am looking forward to getting my black shirted ass down on the dance floor and having a boogie. So, looking
Yeah,
very
man.
much forward to it, man.
I didn't
Um,
even ask what city are you in. I don't even know.
I'm near Melbourne.
Oh, near Belmont. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be a fun one. So cool,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate it.
So I'll be
All
I'll
right.
be looking for a drunk uncle up there in the mountains. All right.
You got it. All right.
Thanks
Take
for
care,
your
buddy.
time, man.
I'll
Cheers.
see you. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye.
Yep.